but we've been ripped off for many, many years. The United States has been ripped off like no country probably in the history of the world has been ripped off for 45, 50 years.
If you take your credit card and you go shopping and you run up a large credit card debt, you're running a trade deficit with all those shops. Now, it would be pretty strange if you then blamed all the shop owners for having sold you all those things. You're ripping me off, you're ripping me off, you're ripping me off, I'm running a trade deficit. That is the level of understanding of the President of the United States. The trade deficit does not represent at all trade policies. It represents spending relative to production or earnings. We call that an identity. I teach it in the second day of my course in international monetary economics. Trump never made it to the second day. So he says, you're running a trade deficit. Look, they're all cheating me. But all that's happening is the United States is outspending its national income. It used to be not a Mickey Mouse country, my country. But this is Mickey Mouse. This is not, and I apologize to Mickey Mouse. He would not do this. Mickey Mouse is smarter than this. The President of the United States literally used the language I'm about to use. I'm quoting him because otherwise I would never say this. He said, 60 countries are coming to kiss my ass. He said that in a public speech, the President of the United States. So this is, I'm sorry, I apologize.
No,
but it's presidential language.
Yeah.
It's a more fundamental point, ladies and gentlemen. The United States is a rogue nation right now.
A tariff is a tax on a foreign country. That's the way it is, whether you like it or not. A lot of people like to say, oh, it's a tax on us. No. It's a tax on a foreign country. It's a tax on a country that's ripping us off and stealing our jobs.
But most any importer or economist will tell you the president is mistaken.
Tariffs are not a tax on a foreign country. The tax is paid by the importer in the United States. For example, Walmart imports goods from China, and when those goods cross into the United States, Walmart pays the tariff. If Walmart decides to pass the cost to consumers, then you paid the tariff, not China.
The United States rejected neutrality by any country and used the expression, if you are not with us, you are against us. Because many countries said, we don't want to choose. We want to trade with the Soviet Union. We want to trade with the United States. We don't have a big army. Don't attack us, but we don't want bad relations with either side. And the U.S. said, no, that's not good enough. Before it came to war, the government in Ukraine was very clever. It said, we want neutrality. Well, read Thucydides. The Americans did not accept Ukraine's call for neutrality. What did the United States do to the president who wanted neutrality? It overthrew that president in February 2014. So the U.S. made a coup together with Ukrainian forces. The U.S. role was quite obvious, though it was denied. A phone call by the U.S. diplomat, Victoria Nuland, was intercepted by the Russians and posted online. And that call said the next government should be so-and-so, which was the next government, actually. So the U.S. chose the next government. If you add up all such regime change operations by the United States between 1945 and 1989, at the end of the Cold War, one scholar, Lindsay O'Rourke, she counted 64 covert regime change operations by the United States, mostly CIA-led, and 6 overt regime change operations, meaning an open war to topple another government. So 70 regime change operations. This is a very distinct kind of statecraft. It is the opposite of diplomacy. You don't have to deal with the other side, you have to control it or overthrow it. kill it, assassinate the leader, make a coup, fix an election, buy an election, create unrest to topple a regime. So I mention all of this because that kind of arrogant statecraft, which is imperial mentality, was the U.S. mentality from 1945 to 1991. The United States accused the Soviet Union of wanting to take over the world, and it used that as an explanation to try to take over the world, every other place.